The big danger of this road is rolling your vehicle. I can't tell how much of a drop-off there is over there, but it looks like it's probably a pretty good drop-off. Good morning, everybody. I've just been putzing around this morning and trying to decide which direction I want to go. Here's our map of Death Valley, and we are right here at the Homestake Dry Camp. And I have two choices. So choice number one is to take a road that's not on this map, right here, called Lippincott Pass, and make our way down to Paname Springs where we can get some gas and then decide where to go. Choice number two is drive back up the racetrack and down one of the big highways and hit Stovepipe Wells. And knock on wood, I should have plenty of fuel for either option. The Lippincott Pass option isn't on this map because it's a four-wheel drive road, and that map doesn't show the four-wheel drive roads. But I kind of want to get back to pavement. I'm tired of being bounced around a little bit. Hi, good boy. I have decided to take Lippincott Pass. It is a four-wheel drive road, although I think it's mostly four-wheel drive just due to the fact that it has some shelves, basically narrow roads with steep drop-offs, and probably some pretty good switchbacks. No technical obstacles that I'm aware of, but we'll see what it's like. Either way I go, I'm going to be repeating roads, but taking Lippincott lets me close the loop. I've done a loop and I'd like to complete the loop. The Jeep sounds a lot less rattly today because I fixed one of my rattles. The bolt that holds this rail on my roof rack lost its nut, and so this just was shaking, and well, I had some duct tape. My fix seems to be working. Hey, bud. There's the sign. Sorry about the windshield, guys. Yes, I do have another windshield crack, but also it's really dirty, and I keep on forgetting to get wipes to wash the windows when I go to the grocery store. So, very, very dirty window. Sorry. I actually didn't look at the elevation profile, and I kind of assumed we were going up over a pass, but it looks like we're going down. Makes it easy to drive. I just have it in first and letting the Jeep do its thing. It's so much better now that I fixed that rattle. It's not going bang, 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 bang with every little bump. Oh, but look how pretty this is, guys. This is gorgeous. You can see some old mine workings over there. How you doing there, bud? And now I'm going slow just because this is so pretty and I want to take it in as I'm driving, but you got to watch the road at the same time. So we're going slow. Oh, that's so pretty. And what we're looking out over right now is the Saline Valley, where the hot springs are. And I'm totally tempted to drive back to the hot springs. I would not have enough fuel for that, to drive back there and get back out, but it's tempting. I guess technically this is still a shelf road as we get lower, but it's plenty wide, so I'm not concerned about driving off the edge. I'm really glad I decided to go this way. I mean, knock on wood, we're not through it yet. Just the views over the Saline Valley, just stunning. I guess I shouldn't make light of this road because it truly is a high clearance four-wheel drive road. And if you don't have a high clearance four-wheel drive vehicle, or you're not an experienced four-wheel drive driver, you could get in trouble on this road. And I wouldn't consider this to be a beginner four-wheel drive road, mainly just because it has a little bit of spice to it up there by the mine, where if you panicked, things could go very wrong. You probably want a few more four-wheel drive roads under your belt before tackling this one, or go with a group. And I realize I constantly break the rules of four-wheel driving, and I am never in a group. Okay, one time I did a four-wheel drive road in a group, a group of two. We have another short, what I think is going to be short portion right here that is maybe a little spicy as well. And I am putting on the 4 low. I can't tell how much of a drop off there is over there, but it looks like it's probably a pretty good drop off. It's not scary spicy, it's just you need to be paying attention and put your vehicle in the proper configuration. This is steep enough and a little bumpy. I don't have my foot on the gas at all. It's just cruising down with gravity. And again, in these sort of sections, I put on 4 low because one, your vehicle has more control over your tires with this higher torque that you get in 4 low. You can place your tires much more precisely when you're going this slow, and that's important. And it also means you don't have to have your foot on the brake all the way down. But I should emphasize, I don't think that road is actually dangerous unless you make an error. And we're all human and we can make an error, but just stay on the road and go slow. Most four-wheel drive roads are meant to be taken slow. If you were to drive fast down this, it would be dangerous. I think we're getting down to the bottom. Actually had to do a 3-point turn. If I had taken the corner a little better, probably wouldn't have had to, but I was chatting. We're almost at the bottom, buddy. I promise. The big danger of this road is rolling your vehicle. And I can definitely see some spots where there have been some washouts in the past on the road. And I imagine that there are some spots where it could have been very tricky to get past some of the washouts. Yeah, how you doing, bud? We've made it back down to the valley floor, and this is the Saline Valley that I went to in a previous episode. Put it up here, and I'm not gonna film the whole drive back to pavement for you guys because I already did. And We will see you when we reach civilization again. Good morning, folks. The weather has turned a little bit. It is overcast. It rained a bunch last night. I think it's coffee time. We made it down the very bumpy Saline Valley Road, and I'm camped on some BLM land just outside of Death Valley National Park. I found this just budding out and getting ready to flower. Springtime is coming to the desert in winter. I'm camped right next to an old mine, and this is the tailings pile. But we're gonna go up there and peek in the mine. I'm not walking back in there, but it looks pretty cool. And it goes back to black. I can't see how far back it goes, but we're not going in there. Cool rock. And it looks like it's gonna fall down at any time. So we're definitely not exploring back there. But I wanted to come up and take a peek. Oh. It looks like the sky is clearing a little bit. That's where we have to go. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? Yeah? You ready to take a ride in the car? You ready to go see the park? I'm hoping that the cloud level is high enough that we'll be able to see stuff. Welcome to Death Valley National Park. Again, the area we explored in previous videos is the more remote northern portion of the park, and now we're entering the southern portion, which is more developed and has facilities and such. And much like the northern portion of the park, I don't know what to expect. So let's go do some exploring. We just passed a sign that says steep grade and sharp curves next 12 miles. I didn't really know what to expect here, and what a beautiful drive. We've got a twisty, turny road that looks like it drops down into the valley below. And I'm seeing wildflowers and green. I realize it's not that green because it's the desert, but for the desert, it's pretty green. And it looks like there's some wind kicking up down in the valley. Over there you can see sand and or salt being picked up by the breeze. At the moment it's a lovely day, but it may be getting kind of windy when we get down in the valleys. This first valley we're dropping into is called the Paname Valley, and there's a little outpost of civilization in here called Paname Springs, where I think they have gas and a little store and camping and such. I just can't get over how green everything is. I mean, green for a desert. It's really green. We have reached the valley floor and Paname Springs. Not a whole lot here, but there is a little store and I'm gonna get a snack. I think I'm actually good on gas until we get to the next gas station, but I need a snack. That was the restaurant I was trying to walk up to. I have come next door to the gas station because I don't want to sit down at a restaurant. And we got a gas station blueberry muffin. Which must be shared. Uh-oh, he dropped some. Breakfast was a while ago, so I just needed something to take the edge off. My little muffin snack should tide me over till I can get to civilization again and get some lunch. This valley doesn't look very wide, and it looks like we're going to be driving right through the dust and right over that mountaintop. It's a little breezy in the Paname Valley today. This road is going pretty steadily up this mountain range, and there was a sign right at the beginning of this pass that advised people to turn their air conditioners off to avoid overheating. This time of year that's not an issue, but in the summer I can see how that might be an issue. I mean, we're going up. We made it to the top of the pass, and now it's 17 miles of down, and down will bring us into the eponymous Death Valley of Death Valley National Park. We just passed a road sign that said we're at 4,000 feet in elevation as we're cruising down into the valley, and we have 4,000 feet to drop, plus some, because the lowest point in this basin is 282 feet below sea level. My brain still didn't really correlate the big drops in elevation to get down into the valley. All right, we've hit 3,000 feet, and this looks like it probably used to be the entrance station. It's kind of interesting that they don't have manned entrance stations, at least right here at this fairly main entrance. We've been descending for a while, and we're still descending. And it's windy out there, and there's a lot of haze because of all the salt and sand kicked up. I somehow missed the 2,000 foot elevation marker, but we just passed the 1,000 foot elevation marker, and we continue to go down. This is Stovepipe Wells, and they have some facilities here and a campground. Looks like it's a hotel and a general store and a campground. So not a whole lot here. We've just reached sea level, and I've got to say Stovepipe Wells doesn't look all that great if you were going to stay there in your camper. I mean, there's no privacy. It's just flat out in the open. And if you were staying here in summertime, that would be absolutely miserable. If I had been planning to stay there, I'd be rethinking my plans right now. These are the Mesquite Flat sand dunes, and they're very lovely, and there are people hiking out there. I don't think I would hike without having some goggles on to protect my eyes from the blowing sand, but they're quite nice. And not only is it windy, It is almost 80 degrees out there, so we're not doing any hiking. I can't leave the little guy in the car when it's 80 degrees out. The only thing I can make out from this sign is that this is called the Devil's Cornfield. And what this area shows us is that the wind blows here all the time. In order to make sand dunes, you have to have wind and sand and then something to block the wind so that the sand drops in one spot. And there's some big mountains over there that stop the wind, but I think there's wind a lot here. You can see all of these poor plants that are surviving, but man, what a struggle. The sand has been blown away from their roots to be deposited in the sand dunes beyond. I mean, they don't look great, but it's alive. And there's a lot of them. This is a pretty extensive area. These poor plants are trying to establish themselves and the wind is thwarting them at every moment, but they live. It's not so easy to see from the car, but this is a field full of wildflowers. Look at these tiny little flowers. They're beautiful. They're very small because they're fighting for their lives out here, but they're beautiful. And there's a lot of them. Like, that's actually a big area of wildflowers, and we've been driving by it for a while. It's still windy as all get out there, and I think that's gonna be a constant. But we are rolling into Furnace Creek, which is minus 190 feet in elevation. Let's get some gas. It's $5.50 a gallon. Oh my goodness, I just went into the visitor center and it's a zoo. But I got my sticker and a patch. And I picked up a sandwich because it's too hot. Even with the wind, it's too hot outside to leave the little guy in the car for very long. So I can't go in and sit someplace, and I don't want to wait for a sandwich to be made. And I don't think he minds sharing a convenience store type sandwich. It is a Cajun pita chicken sandwich. It's not bad. It would be better heated up, but we're not doing that. We are headed down the road, and I'm not getting as much done today as I thought I was getting done today because it's getting later in the afternoon and it's hot and it's really windy, and there may be slightly better weather tomorrow. Still hot, but not as windy. And I think that maybe we can camp nearby and get up early when it's not so hot and check out some things. But first I've actually got to see if my potential camp spot is actually a camp spot. I actually looked into staying at either of the inns here in Death Valley just for a night, and that's not going to happen. It was too expensive. I actually could have gotten a room, a last minute reservation, but the least expensive one was over $300, and the standard rooms in the other one in the inn were almost $1,000. So we're not doing that. But look at this awesome landscape. I could stay in one of the campgrounds here, but I don't want to stay with all those people. I was just about like losing my mind just going in the visitor center with all the people. I'm not ready to be back in civilization yet. So we're looking for a little out of the way campsite that actually should put us in position to where tomorrow morning we can get to Badwater Basin and some of the stuff or other stuff around here while it's still cool outside and hopefully with less wind. I just turned on my Starlink because there was a sign at the beginning of the road saying that permits are required for camping down this road. And so hopefully we can get on the recreation.gov website and get a permit. All right, I have reserved the campsite. It's $10 a night, and it's like somewhere back this road. It is campsite E5, and apparently they are numbered, so we should be able to find it. And there's all these like recreation.gov warnings. This is a 4-wheel drive road and blah, blah, blah. You could die. The Park Service is usually a little kind of overdoes it a little bit on their warnings. There aren't very many campsites back this road, and the one I got is the last one available. So we'll see why nobody else chose it. Sorry, but we're going slow. It is kind of washboardy. Definitely a bumpy road. I see our campsite, and it looks like a good campsite. I don't know why it's the only one left. It's right at the mouth of the canyon, and it's nice and level. So we are situated right at the mouth of this canyon, and we have a beautiful view out over the salt flat of Badwater Basin. And look, guys, there's wildflowers here too. Oh, look at those. They're beautiful. This must be some kind of primrose. That's what I'm calling them. They smell so good. And look at these teeny tiny little purple guys. They're a little harder to spot because they're pretty small. Trying to be careful not to step on anything living. But here's a creosote bush that's kind of in full flower, and I've been seeing a bunch of them. Yeah, I stand by my previous assessment in that they just smell very clean. And here's another yellow flower. It's very tiny. And these tiny little white ones. All right, guys, I'm getting all settled in, and I think that's it for today. And I want to thank all of you for coming along with me. It's amazing that you're coming along with me. And in the next video, we're going to go visit Badwater Basin. So you should probably hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified of when that video comes up. And we'll see you guys down the road.